Hi, friends. Let's continue with Beverly Cleary's Dear Mr. Henshaw. Wednesday, January 10th. Dear Mr. Pretend Henshaw. It's funny how somebody says something and you can't forget it. I keep thinking about Mr. Friendly saying, by the way, his name is Mr. Fridley, but I called him Mr. Friendly, so I had to stick with that. I had to commit. And I'm going to keep saying Mr. Friendly. But you just know it's Mr. Fridley. Fridley. Saying I need a burglar alarm on my lunch bag. How could anybody put a burglar alarm on a paper bag? Today I used so much Scotch tape on my lunch bag, I had a hard time getting my lunch out. Everybody laughed. Dad should phone today or tomorrow. Maybe if he came home, he would know how I could make a burglar alarm from a lunch bag. He used to be good about helping me build things, except there wasn't much room in the mobile home we lived in, and you had to be careful where you pounded because a piece of plastic might break off or something. I read over the letter you wrote that time answering my questions and thought about your tips on how to write a book. One of the tips was listen. I guess you meant to listen and write down the way people talk, sort of like a play. This is what Mom and I said at supper. Frozen chicken pies, in parentheses. Me. Mom, how come you didn't get married again? Mom. Oh, I don't know. I guess men aren't that easy to find when you are out of school. Me. But you go out sometimes. You went to dinner with Charlie a couple times. What happened to him? Mom. A couple of times was enough. That's the end of Charlie. Me. How come? Mom. Thinks for a while. Charlie's divorced and has 3 children to support. What he really wants is someone to help support Charlie. Me. Oh, in parentheses. 3 son brothers or sisters was something to think about. But I see men all around. There are lots of men. Mom. But not the marrying kind. In parentheses. Sort of laughs. I guess I'm really afraid I might find another man who's in love with a truck. Me. In parentheses. I think about this and don't answer Dad in love with the truck. Wait. I think about this and don't answer. Dad in love with a truck? What does that mean? Mom. Why are you asking all these questions all of a sudden? Me. I was thinking if I had a father at home, maybe he could show me how to make a burglar alarm for my lunch bag. Mom, laughing. There must be an easier way than getting married again. End of conversation. January 12th. This is a real letter I am going to mail. Maybe I had better explain that I have written you many letters that are really my diary, which I keep because you said so and because Mom still won't have the TV repaired. She wants my brain to stay in good shape. She says I will need my brain all my life. Guess what? Today the school librarian stopped me in the hall and said she had something for me. She told me to come to the library. There, she handed me your new book and said I could be the first to read it. I must have looked surprised. She said she knew how much I love your books, since I check them out so often. Now I know Mr. Friendly isn't the only one who notices me. I'm on page 14 of Beggar Bears. It is a good book. I just wanted you to know that I am the first person around here to get to read it. Your number 1 fan, Lee Botts. January 15th. Dear Mr. Henshaw, I finished Beggar Bears in 2 nights. It is a really good book. At first I was surprised because it wasn't funny like your other books. But then I got to thinking, in parentheses he writes, you said authors should think. And decided, end of parentheses, and decided a book doesn't have to be funny to be good, although it often helps. This book did not need to be funny. In the first chapter, I thought it was going to be funny. I guess I expected it because of your other books, and because the mother bear was teaching her twin cubs to beg for tourists in Yellowstone Park. Then, when the mother died, because a stupid tourist fed her a cupcake in a plastic bag, and she ate the bag too, I knew this was going to be a sad book. Winter was coming on, tourists were leaving the park, and the little bears didn't know how to find food for themselves. When they hibernated and then woke up in the middle of the winter because they had eaten all the wrong things and hadn't stored enough fat, I almost cried. I sure was relieved when the nice ranger and his boy found the young bears and fed them, and the next summer taught them to hunt for the right things to eat. I wonder what happens to the father of the bears. Do they just go away? Sometimes I lie awake listening to the gas station pinging, and I worry because something might happen to Mom. She is so little compared to most moms. And she works so hard. I don't think Dad is that much. Try that again. I don't think Dad is that much interested in me. He didn't phone when he said he would. I hope your book wins a million awards. Sincerely, Lee Botts. January 19th. Dear Mr. Henshaw, thank you for sending me the postcard with the picture of the lake and the mountains and all that snow. Yes, I will continue to write in my diary, even if I do have to pretend I am writing to you. You know something? I think I feel better when I write in my diary. My teacher says my writing skills are improving. Maybe I really will be a famous author someday. She said our school, along with some other schools, is going to print, in parentheses, that means mimeograph, a book, sorry, into parentheses, a book of work of young authors, and I should write a story for it. The writers of with the best work will win a prize. Lunch with a famous author, and with winners from other schools. I hope the famous author is you. I don't often get mail, but today I received 2 postcards, one from you and one from Dad in Kansas. His card showed a picture of a grain elevator. He said he would phone me sometime next week. I wish someday he would have to drive a load of something to Wyoming and would take me along so I would get to meet you. That's all for now. I'm going to try to think up a story. Don't worry, I won't send it to you to read. I know you are busy and I don't want to be a nuisance. Your good friend, Lee Botts, the first. All right, that is the end of that section. We will continue again shortly.